Folks, I got all mixed up with that dear Captain Carlisle. I'd just like to go over it again. Franklin was so happy to be discharged from the United States Army in 1945 after victory in Europe Day. Wow. And he was so happy to be a civilian again. And that really touched my heart. And he apparently had this captain in the Army who was a very close friend. And Franklin confided in the captain that he had made the decision to go into journalism and that he made the decision to go to journalism school. And it was either going to be Boston University or Rutgers University in New Jersey. And he was looking at Columbia School of Journalism. Well, he ended up going to Boston University. And then he told about concerts that he went to. And he never went to concerts for 5.5 years because he was in the Army. So I sort of messed that up, and Amy got confused, and that confused me. And it doesn't take much to confuse me. So that, in a nutshell, is the wonderful thing that comes from nowhere. I believe it comes from prayer. I believe it's a healing. I believe that Christian Science sent me all these good things. It just came from nowhere. Now, I'd like to tell you, folks, this is program number 14,169, I believe. And this is the 21st of December. And you know what the 21st of December is? The winter solstice. The winter solstice starts this afternoon, Wednesday, at 4:57 p.m. The earth and all of us on it come home from 1 year of going around the sun. And the sun is 93 million miles from here. And now we're going to start our new trip. This is actually New Year's Day. The Romans tried hard, the Roman Catholic Church tried hard to set the calendar straight, but they never made it. January 1st is not New Year's. Today is New Year's Day. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year, April.
Happy New Year.
How are things going at college at Geneseo State University of New York?
They're going good. I'm really enjoying it. And I think...
Now, you finish up your first semester, right, honey?
Yes, I did.
Well, I bet you feel pretty proud about that, don't you?
Yes, I do. It's a relief.
And tell the folks what you're taking, would you?
I am, my major is international relations, and the classes I took microeconomics.
Microeconomics.
International politics.
International process.
Politics.
Politics.
Comparative politics.
Comparative politics.
Jazz in America.
What was it?
Jazz in America.
Say it again, honey.
Jazz in America.
Oh, jazz!
Yeah. And that's it. That was 5.
Oh, that's good. Now tell me, honey, if you can, do you know what your courses are going to be the second semester?
Yes, I believe I'm taking cultural anthropology.
Oh!
Yeah. And then I'm doing a writing seminar called Masculinities. So I'm not...
Masculinity?
Yeah. And then I'm doing foreign policy.
Foreign policy?
I think Chinese philosophy.
What kind of philosophy?
Chinese.
Chinese philosophy?
Yeah, and then...
Confucius.
And then macroeconomics. I took microeconomics first. This is macro.
Oh, it's going to be macroeconomics.
Yeah.
And what would be macroeconomics? What would that be?
I believe that's more of like the economic system as a whole rather than like individual firms and stuff.
Yeah, the big stuff like Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear about the stockbroker folks who hung mistletoe over his door at Christmas time so his clients could kiss their money goodbye? Now, so we've covered the date and the program number. Now we have a title for this program. It is called, I Know that somebody has to run this universe. I am so glad, folks, that it is God who is love.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, you have a piece of paper there?
Yes.
What's it say?
You have some jokes on it.
Oh, jokes?
Yes.
Oh, goody. To me,
Okay.
just tell me the first line. I think I can remember.
You got piano tuner.
Oh, the piano tuner. Yeah, the housewife goes to the front door, folks, and she says to the man at the front door, I did not send for a piano tuner. And the man said, no, ma'am, it was the neighbors who sent for him.
That's a funny one.
Got another one?
Yeah, you have fourth piano concerto.
Yeah. The famous piano concerto was asked by a reporter, why did you choose to play Beethoven's fourth piano concerto? And he thought for a long time. And then he said, that's what the orchestra was playing.
Okay. Let's see. You got work is improving.
Oh, yes. That's not a joke around here. The boss said to the secretary, your work is improving. It doesn't take us as long to do it over.
Nice. Okay.
Is that sheet of paper done?
No, you got a couple more, but you also have on the other side, it says topics.
I have what there?
It says topics. So you have like topics to talk about.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it.
Topics, like TOPICS, topics to talk about.
Compost?
Topics, TOPICS. Like categories, like you have a Kathleen CS book, Christian Science book in it.
Well, I know about Kathleen Cunningham. She is a broadcast personality in Long Island all her life. She's 66 now. And she was a program manager for a very prominent radio TV station, and she used to hire talent. Well, she watches A Chat with Glendora for a long time. And I think she's called me before, but she always remained anonymous. And this time she didn't. And she was struck by a phrase of ours, folks. One of the phrases that you and I use so often. She heard that God is love. And that opened up a whole universe to her. So she called me immediately. And it was in the afternoon. And it was when Amy was here. And Amy gets paid $15 an hour. So I listened to her for a while. But I couldn't take any more of Amy's time. And also, I had to go to the bathroom in a hurry. And so I told her. And when I got back, I said, she probably thinks I was giving an excuse about going. So I said, no, I will call you at 7 o'clock tonight. And at 7 o'clock, I called her and we talked for an hour and a quarter. But that is the value. That is the punch of A Chat with Glendora, of soul to soul. It reaches people with that message. After all that's said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did we treat others. It reaches that message to them that says, I want myself and everybody I know to be their best they can be. So that's the value of public access. Thank you, dear universe. Anything else on that, hun, for notes?
You have Phil accident.
Oh, yeah. Sunday, 2 weeks ago, you remember the snowstorm?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one road was closed because of an accident, so Phil took another road, a back road, and he started to slide down the hill, and he slid into another car.
Mm.
Well, his car, he said, was total, and he got hurt by the seatbelt, by the thing that's supposed to protect you. He got hurt by that. But the other two people in the other car were not hurt at all. I don't know what the extent of the damage to their car is. Does that depress you? Well, I'll tell you, April, it doesn't depress me.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy about the whole thing. You want to know why?
Why?
They're all alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
They weren't carried out on stretchers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
Any other notes to tell people about?
You kind of have a long list. I can do a couple more if you want.
Oh, and does it say topics?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through them. How much time is a camcorder working?
Yes, it is working.
It's not a camcorder.
No, it's just the phone, but it is going.
Yeah, it's just a cell phone. Okay.
Okay, you have Pittsfield, December 10th.
Oh, Pittsfield is doing such a good job cable casting and chat with Glendora. Dear April, you remember last summer when you were here, we were having such a problem with Pittsfield?
Yes.
It's all solved.
Yes.
They've been cable casting the programs on time, in their entirety, good audio and good video, and cable casting a new one every week.
Yay. That's wonderful.
And also, honey, do you remember we were having problems with the owner of this building trying to have me have 24/7
Yes.
and having a staff?
Mm-hmm.
And she really sort of threatened us with an eviction.
Yes.
Which we know is discrimination against the elderly, which we know you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And so we solved it. Remember, we wrote a lawsuit to the
Yes.
Supreme Court of the United States
Yes.
on the basis of civil rights.
Yes, I remember that.
And because it was a civil rights action, remember this, folks, you can take it directly to the Supreme Court of the United States. You don't have to go through the district court, United States District Court in Albany, for instance, or in Boston, or one of the U.S. District Court, Chicago or New York. No, you can take it directly to the Supreme Court of the United States if it is a civil rights case, and this was a civil rights case. And we wrote out the lawsuit, remember it, hon?
Yes, I do.
And we read it on TV, we read it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And then we also read the letter that she wrote to us, telling us to do something. What was it? Do you remember? She sent us a schedule, how to schedule our help.
Okay, yes.
Well, that was really something.
Yes.
So we read that on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You know something? When you went away to college, hon, never heard another word.
Huh.
That took care of it.
Yeah, it did.
And did you remember, April, when you went away to college, we were having trouble with the adult services
Oh, yes, I do remember
of
that.
Rensselaer County?
Yes.
And they were banging on our door, and they were demanding to come in. And they said, we want to see you, we want to see what you look like.
Yes.
And I said, well, go to Facebook.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube. I'll be on YouTube in 15 minutes. Go to YouTube. And then well, we don't hear. And when I told Chris Rio, who's really the boss of Medicaid here in Rensselaer County, she says, what? They came at 8 o'clock in the morning with all your disabilities of blindness and walking. So I think she sort of stepped down on that. We don't have that problem anymore.
Yeah.
I think those were the three. Pittsfield, the adult services, protective services, and the owner of the building.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
That is. I'm glad everything.
And you know, April and everybody at home, when you have challenges like that, if you'll just sit quietly, and if you will just say to the universe, the world, and all of your friends, I have this challenge, I have this situation. What should I do to solve it? Sometimes the answer comes immediately if you just listen. But sometimes it's a day or two. Maybe sometimes it's a week or two. But there's always an answer there. The universe, God, always sends you somebody. Okay, what's on the other?
You have Mother Gordon.
Gordon?
Yeah.
Gordon's birthday, my brother. 4.5 years older than I was.
Okay.
I am. It was his birthday. Happy birthday, Gordon.
Oh, yay. Happy birthday.
And he's the one who was in the Marines, honey.
Oh, okay.
The way your friend Caleb is in the Marines.
Oh, nice. I'll tell him
And Caleb looks nice in his uniform,
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. I should have brought the picture. I could have showed it.
I like the Marine uniform. I like the color. It's green, isn't it?
Yes, their work one is green, and then they have their dress blues, which is like a nice navy blue. They wear white gloves. They have the white hat. So they're all look pretty.
Nice. And the pants are pretty blue with a red stripe or something.
Yes, I believe there's the red stripe down the side, yeah.
It's a beautiful uniform.
It is. It's nice.
The Marines, the United States Marines. What a terrible beating they took in the South Pacific during World War II.
Yeah.
Oh, thousands of them were killed.
Yeah.
And thousands of Japanese. Oh, I'm so glad we have peace now. There's no war in our land. Always remember that in your blessings. And when you count your blessings, always say, or if you ask for a blessing, and I don't believe in asking, because I think we're always provided for. But if you do ask, always say, and present blessings continue. You don't want to lose any of those. What else is topics, hon?
You have monsters.
Oh! Do you know that what you're chasing afterwards doesn't exist? Selfishness, egotism, me first, bad thought, they don't exist. You're told that they exist, but they really don't exist. It's like the little boy who was sleeping, and he began to shake, and he began to struggle, and he began to murmur, mumble. And his mother came in, and she woke him up. And he says, the monsters, the monsters, the monsters. His mother says, there were no monsters. Well, they were here. No, there were no monsters here. You thought there were. That's the way it is with selfishness, egotism, me first, and bad thought. Don't let it lead you around. Don't give it any time. Don't give it any energy. Don't give it any life. You turn around and you go over here, put your back on it, and you give all that time, energy, and life to helping others, to being good, to being kind, to caring and sharing, to empathy and sympathy. And you do that after a while, and you find out that love is God. You've been looking for God all your life, and finally you found it. It's right here. Love is God. God is love. You couldn't have a relationship with God because God was so big and you couldn't get your arms around God. And you not only have a relationship with God, you know the substance of God, because now you know that God is love. This is the truth. This is the big truth in life. Love is God. Well, you say, if I only knew what love was, I would know what God is. Well, you do know what love is. Ever since you were a baby in your mother's arm, you've known what love is. We can tell you more about that someday if you request it. What's next, honey, on the list?
Nori Torinwell? Norin Torinwell?
It's our writing, huh? Can you spell it?
Yeah. Noritorrinwill, maybe?
I don't know. But does anybody live in Norwich, Greenwich, or Stamford, anywhere in Fairfield County, up to and including Westport to the east, and up north as far as New Canaan? In that area, I have to have a resident sign my application to have my public access program on the LT's Cablevision system there, okay? I need a signer just to sign my application. It's a dumb thing they do. I don't know why they do it. It's illegal in the first place. But it's easier just to find you or somebody. You have to go over 18. Just sign my application in 2 places, would you? Okay. What's the next topic?
You have DBA.
Yeah. April, would you be willing to go to the county clerk of Rensselaer County and give him $25 and then he will make you out a DBA certificate?
Okay.
And then for $4, he will give you a certified copy. And then would you be willing to send that to the Night's Ark Trust?
Yes.
And then, honey, would you be willing to give me an invoice for the hours that you worked? And then I can make out that invoice and a request for reimbursement. They will see your DBA. They will pay you.
Right.
They'll send you a check within 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, we did this.
Yeah, and then I don't have to pay you out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't have to pay you out of my pocket.
Yeah, I actually think I got, because we had sent in the DBA request form. Remember that?
Oh, good.
And I think I got it. I actually just got it in the mail not long ago.
Oh, you can do it?
Yeah, I think they were requesting the $25. So
Yes, I think they would love it if you went into person in Troy. Could you do that?
yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, and they're very, very nice there.
Yeah, I could do that.
And if you need anything notarized, they have a notary right there for you.
Okay, perfect.
Well, that would be great. Now you will be paid by the trust.
Mm-hmm.
April and everybody on your cell phones, do you know that you can only make, if you have an income over $900, you can't have Medicaid. And so my income was $2,700. So they made me poor.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job of it. They took that $2,700 and then they subtracted the $900 that they allowed. And then they made me pay the remainder, which would be $1,700, right? $2,700 minus $900. Then they made me pay a trust, $1,700 every month. But the trust pays all my bills, food and rent and clothing and household. And so now they are going up on it, April.
Mm-hmm.
January 1st, they're going to go from $900 allowance up to $1,500.
Oh, really? Wow.
That'll mean $500 more.
Yeah.
And folks, in April, and your mom and dad, Social Security is going up about 8%.
Okay.
So I'll have to subtract. That'll be, I get about $1,800 Social Security, $1,900. That'll be about $180. So I'll have to subtract that from the new spend down.
Right.
But that's all right. I'll
Yeah.
still be getting about $500 more than I was getting last week. Isn't that wonderful?
That is wonderful.
Thank you, United States government. Thank you, Social Security. Thank you, United States Postal Service.
Yes.
Anything else on the...
You have World Book.
Yes! 2 years reading World Book Encyclopedia, 10 pages a day. And you were a big part of that, April.
Mm-hmm. Remember.
Well, we finished it. I never thought that I could finish a volume of encyclopedia from volume A to volume WXYZ. 21 volumes. And they had as many as 900 pages in some of them. The last one had only 600.
Yeah.
But we did it.
Mm-hmm.
At 94 years old. How long did it take? 2 years. Anything else, Amy? I mean, April.
Chris Rio.
I told you about Chris Rio.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you did. Troy Katz.
Troy Katz. There's an organization in Troy, folks. Would you try to help him? His name's SNIT. SNIT. And they find homes for homeless kitty cats.
Oh.
And Madeline goes and traps the kitty cats, the mothers who are feral. Mm-hmm. They don't want anything to do with human beings. And Madeline goes over and traps the mothers and then takes them to the veterinarian and has them neutered. And then has all their other veterinarian needs taken care of. And then brings them back to where she took them from. And there's a person there who feeds them. And he says, I don't mind feeding him. Just bring him back. I'll keep feeding the kitties. So the colony lives on, but without babies, because it's so hard to find homes for the babies. Now that's helping others, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Madeline Chapin, for doing that. And thank you, Lynn at SNP. And we sent him $100 too, to help him with the expenses. Anything else, hon?
You just have some jokes left. You have 8 jokes left.
3 jokes?
8. So we can do them all, or...
Yes.
Okay.
We need jokes.
Okay, we have work of 5 men.
Honey, honey, a man came running home from work. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my job. The company's found something. I'll do the work of 5 men. And she said, 1 woman.
Okay. You have call my broker.
Oh, yeah. The big show-off boss had company in his office. And as he's taking them into his office to show off, he said, while I'm in here, said to his secretary, I want you to call my broker. And she says, yes, sir. Would that be pawn or stock?
It's funny. You have judge dentist.
What did the judge say to the dentist? Do you know, April?
I do not know.
Do you swear to pull the tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth? And the patient said to the dentist, hey, doc, you still haven't pulled the right tooth yet. And the dentist says, no, but I'm getting closer.
That's funny. Then you have the poor tailor.
What, hon?
The poor tailor.
Oh, the poor tailor. His rabbi said, how are you doing? And the poor tailor says, I'm not doing well. And the rabbi says, you know what you have to do? You have to take the Lord as your Savior. You have to take the Lord as your partner. So a year or so later, the rabbi came back to see the poor tailor and asked, how are you doing? And the poor tailor says, we're doing great. We have stores everywhere. We have trucks everywhere. Look, there goes one of our trucks right now, Lord and Taylor.
Lord Taylor. Okay. You have frog parking.
What was that, dear?
Frog parking.
Oh, do you know that one?
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, that's Amy's joke.
Oh, really?
Amy's joke. What happened to the frog who did not obey the parking sign?
What happened?
He got towed.
Oh, I get it. That's funny. And then the last one, you have, why did you park there?
Oh, yes, the defendant in court. And the judge says, why did you park there? And the defendant says, there was a sign that said, fine for parking.
Fine for parking. That's funny. I like that one.
It is funny. The English language gives us lots of jokes.
It really does. Yep. And that's all of them.
Well, gee, thanks. You got another one?
No, that was all of them.
Okay, I'll give you another paper.
Okay.
What's this paper say, honey?
Here, you give me the one on top.
These are hand-crocheted gloves by Marion Elber and her cat, Leaf Elber. You can't crochet without a cat to play with a ball. Okay.
Very true.
Here's something, hon.
Okay.
What is this?
Let's see. It's, the words.
Oh, more words?
Yeah.
Good.
You have, I'm going to spell this one out. It's Aesthete.
Oh, I know. Aesthete.
Okay, aesthete.
Does it tell you what it means?
Yes.
Tell us.
It says, one who makes much or over much of the beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that word before.
No, I never. Next one.
Affable.
Oh, that's a lovely word. What's it mean?
Easy to speak to, courteous and amenable in response to another's address.
And that's what we're going to be over here. You remember, folks, when we're going to be kind all the time and polite and considerate and care and share, we're going to be affable, right?
Mm-hmm. Then we got affectation.
Affectation, yes. What is that?
Attempt to exhibit what is not real or natural.
We don't want any of that, do we?
Mm-mm.
That's phony.
Yeah. Then we have affecting.
What, dear?
Affecting.
What does that mean?
Influencing the sensibilities, stirring the emotions, suggests a more or less transitory impression.
That would be the cats who are living over, yeah. That's the colony of cats that we're trying to help.
Yes. And then we have affiance.
Affiance? What
Yes.
does that mean?
That means trust, allegiance.
Oh, that's like getting engaged, isn't it? That's like the word fiance, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Affiance.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's cool.
Can you imagine girls saying, I was talking to my affiance the other day.
That would be funny.
Okay.
Affidavit.
Affidavit. What
Yeah.
is that?
A sworn statement under oath before an authorized officer.
And what's an affirmation?
Affirmation. A solemn declaration made under penalties and perjury by a person who consciously declines to take an oath.
Now, you know where that comes from, everybody? That comes from Jesus Christ. And he said very, very clearly, don't swear by anybody. Don't swear by heaven. Don't swear by God. Don't swear by Jerusalem. Let your nay be nay, and let your yea be yea. Don't take an oath like that. And so in the courts nowadays, a person can say, no, I will not sign an affidavit, but I will sign an affirmation. I will swear that sorry, you don't swear. Tell me again what affirmation is.
A solemn declaration made under penalties and perjury by a person who consciously declines to take an oath.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's enough. Want another page?
Sure.
Okay. How many minutes have we been?
32 minutes.
Oh, well, then let's sign out.
Okay.
This is Soul to Soul, a chat with Glendora, and my dear friend my dear friend April Jacobs is here on College Intercession, and she's going to be with us for several days.
Mm-hmm.
And this is program number 14,169, I think. And so I'm going to close out. And could you, grace and peace unto you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Would you go to black? In other words, would you turn off the camera, I guess?